This article talks about how Jeffrey Epstein was Ehud Barak's partner as late as 2015. Now, it was actually much more recently than that. It was like they were dealing with all of Epstein's PR problems like the minute that he went into jail. And even I think after he went into jail, Ehud Barak was a part of trying to figure out how to get him out. So here it says that Barak formed a limited partnership company in Israel in 2015 called to invest, or some 2015, I guess, to invest in a high tech startup then called Reporty. Now it's called Carbyne. And they say that it developed a video streaming and geolocation service for emergency services, which is like 911 stuff. But I think it's equally about surveillance. So a large part of the money to buy the large portion of the stock that they had in the company came from Epstein. So let's look a little bit into the company itself. So it says that Carbyne is an Israeli technology company that develops advanced emergency communication technologies. Carbyne focuses on providing real-time video, location, and data transmission to enhance emergency response systems worldwide. It's a platform that enables public safety answering points to receive critical information from callers, improving response times and situational awareness. That means they got to know what's going on everywhere. The company, headquartered in New York with R&D operations in Tel Aviv, has attracted significant investment and partnered with global telecoms. Carbine's technology has been adopted by emergency services in 23 U.S. states. And yeah, I was looking at a lot of videos, and it's in places like Miami, Atlanta, New Orleans, New York, and also in South America and Central America as well, in Mexico and Colombia. They raised about $24 million in venture funding, including backing from the Founders Fund, the first Israeli startup in the fund's portfolio. So the Founders Fund is Peter Thiel's thing. Let's see if it says that here. Yeah, notable partners include Peter Thiel, Trey Stevens, and Mark Solana. So they are also doing partnerships with Cisco, Google, getting expanded all over the place. Let's see here. Carbyne systems can provide the 911 dispatcher with the caller's precise GPS location, live video feed from the caller's smartphone camera, audio streaming, text messaging, and other telemetry in parallel with the voice call. So it's like a bunch of data that they're collecting from all over the place to figure out where you are. And this is the emergency response system, which means that it's also the police. The company offers both an app-based service and an app-free option, blah, blah, blah. Let's see, alternative. Carbine's web-based feature allows 911 center to text an auto-generated URL link to a caller, which when tapped activates the phone's camera and streams video and location to the dispatcher. So this can tap into your phone, turn your camera on, and dispatch it to whoever has access to this program. Carbyne claims its technology can significantly improve response efficiency, which it probably can, but it can probably also improve a lot of other things that maybe not be so great. Let's see. Carbine's services are built on a secure cloud, Amazon Web Services. Yeah, very secure. We all know how that goes. This definitely is significant. So at startup, former Israeli Prime Minister Ehud Barak invested approximately $1 million in the company in 2015 and assumed the role of chairman. Haaretz reported that a large part of the money was supplied by disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. Barak publicly admitted to the partnership with Epstein. In 2020, the company announced board changes and that the former prime minister was no longer on the company's board. So he is no longer technically on the board, probably still invested. Obviously not a great company. We got Peter Thiel still involved, and even here it says Carbyne raised another $25 million in a Series B in 2021, including David Petraeus, who is the retired Army general, who, served as the fourth director of the CIA. And then continued to raise more money. So it's raised well over 200 million at this point. And privacy risks has a small footnote here. Civil liberties organizations have cautioned that the emergency services platforms like Carbine's must implement strong privacy policy safeguards to prevent misuse of sensitive data. For instance, the ability to live stream 911 callers' cameras while potentially life-saving, also raises privacy concerns if abused. Carbyne has responded by highlighting its consent-based activation and security measures and by emphasizing the public safety benefits of the system. I'll get into an article in a minute where I found a couple of other companies that a lot of these people are attached to with the same investors and stuff. And they kind of play symbiotic roles in this tech intelligence world. So I found some videos on this. This here is a interview with the CEO. I'll play this first, and then there's like a commercial that they have that really kind of shows you what it's all about, and kind of you can see even through how they're advertising it, like how it can be a little bit scary. But there's even a few things that the CEO says in this short interview here that I think are a little bit weird.
Today I am joined by Amir. He is the co-founder and CEO of Carbyne. We're going to discuss how the company recently raised $70 million in funding and how it will be used to enhance emergency services on a global scale. We're also going to discuss how they're prioritizing to improve the efficiency of emergency response systems and how they plan to integrate emerging technologies like AI and IoT into their platform. On this episode of Taking Stock.
Citizens are looking for a new way to communicate with governments. Governments are looking for new ways to serve their citizens. And basically, Carbyne is coming in between by providing citizens with the ability to collaborate with emergency services in a better way. Things like enhanced location, real-time video streaming, real-time translation capabilities, and AI. Those are the things that Carbyne is focusing on and make it more accessible for government services.
But what technological advancements would you say you're focusing on to enhance emergency services on a global scale?
So when we started the company 6-7 years ago, basically the goal was to bring simple things like location, real-time video streaming, real-time chat. But the world is moving fast, and now we are seeing AI capabilities coming and becoming more and more popular. So for example, recently we have announced dual-way translation capabilities. So if you're a foreign speaker here in New York and you're dialing to emergency service and you don't speak English, in these days you can communicate with 911 with AI capabilities that will translate in real time the voice that you're sharing with the call taker. So you can be a French speaker, they will see it in English, they can speak back, you will hear it in French. Those are just, simple things and kind of small examples of the thing that we are providing to 911.
Oh, wow. So
it's IoT based as well. So basically we're also integrating into anything that can share data with 911, whether it's your, smart car, smart watch, your Alexa in your apartment, all of those things will be eventually connected into 911, and Carbyne basically with our API enable.
Notice there that he said any kind of smart device that you have will be tied into this emergency services. So whether that's your Alexa or, your smart TV, your phone, whatever, it is going to be very easy for the police to tap into that kind of stuff and just see whatever you're doing. Of course, it can be helpful in emergencies, sure, but
kind of a smarter communication with 911 agencies.
There are definitely a lot of risks, and we'll get into that in a minute. You think about how Epstein was an early investor, right? And that his thing was eavesdropping on people, blackmailing people, stuff like that. I mean, I know I'm taking a reach here, but, if somebody has control of a system like that likes to do those kind of things, would they use it for that? Would they tap into influential people's phones? And you wouldn't even need to invite them to the island. You wouldn't even need to get them to do anything incriminating per se, but you could just follow them around for enough of their lives and they could be embarrassed by something in their personal lives that isn't even necessarily illegal. But that is just something that entered my mind as I started learning more about this company. And it's like, man, this would be like his ultimate weapon if he was able to tap into this. You don't know how much ability investors have to do things like that. From my experience, they don't have a ton, but when you're like a founding investor and you're the chairman of the board, like Ehud Barak was, then yeah, you could probably have some power to do things like that, I'd imagine. But let's take a look also at this. This is like a commercial for it, but it really gives you Panopticon vibes for sure.
More than 240 million people call 911 in the United States.
Always in the beginning.
Moments when every second feels like forever. But the longest moment is the one waiting for help. Your car can drive itself. Your watch can warn you before you're in danger. Your fridge can order milk. But when you call 911, the system built to send help still runs on decades-old technology. Built for landlines, blind to video, and too slow for a mobile world. This isn't just a miss. It's a mission-critical gap, and we're closing it.
What's your emergency?
So he went somewhere in that direction, but I didn't see.
For the first time, intelligence from the 911 call, from cameras, from sensors, from cell phones, all converge in real time, powered by AI at every turn, instantly understood and shared across the Axon ecosystem. Chaos becomes clarity. Dispatchers, command, and first responders all see the same evolving picture instantly. To bring help to those in need faster and keep those responding safer.
Call playing. The call came in at 11:15 and the RP says they saw a man with a gun around Main Street.
And when it's over, every word, every video, every transcript is already preserved in Axon evidence, flagged by AI, ready for review, closing the loop from call to courtroom. The 911 call of tomorrow.
Yeah, so that is pretty wild. And the fact that all these people, and you're right, they were pitching this to dictatorships and stuff like that. That is correct. They did sell this to many US cities as well, but I believe that their main clients were dictators, and you would imagine what they would do with stuff like this. And even in the US, I mean, we have our own style of dictators as well. So when I was looking through this, I was digging into Carbyne. I found this article, and this talked about how Peter Thiel, their founder fund, invested in Carbyne. So I was going through here and I found a couple of other companies that were discussed. Epistema Ltd is one. I couldn't find much on that, but there's another one, Toka, right here. It seems like a very similar kind of organization, a similar kind of company. So it says Toka empowers trusted governments with breakthrough intelligence and defense technologies, strengthening national security, resilience, and impact. That's just the landing page. They don't have much more than a landing page. Then I came across this, which was just somebody asking in a Reddit for their opinion on what the company's like. It says that he's trying to do due diligence. From what I can tell from reading up on them, it is of the same vein as Paragon Predator in that they are effectively an Israeli spyware for purchase by governments, but it uses IoT devices as the entry point rather than mobile devices. Is that a fair description? So this is again talking about the IoT devices, which is all of those, anything that can send a smart signal or whatever they call it somewhere, that's included in that. Have they got better or worse reputation than the other vendors in the space? Now, nobody really answered. I've previously looked into Paragon Predator, and they sound super sketchy in that they sell to nation states with dubious motives. It says, how does Toka fit in with that side of things? And they couldn't get a clear answer. But there was this article in TechCrunch that came out. Toka wants to help U.S. agencies hack into security cameras and other IoT devices. Like what? U.S. government agencies legally hack into cell phones or emails all the time. Think of the FBI wiretapping a suspected drug lord or the NSA monitoring emails for terrorism plots. But now there's rising interest in hacking other kinds of devices people use, like Wi-Fi connected security cameras and other IoT products. Toka, an Israeli startup backed by Andreessen Horowitz, specializes in this type of work. It previously gained attention for a 2022 Harrods article detailing its claims about being able to obtain and even delete security camera footage. The company is now looking to hire a client director, USA, to support new business growth within the U.S. government market. What we can say is that Toka only sells to militaries, homeland security organizations, intelligence, and law enforcement agencies in the United States and its closest allies who use our products in compliance with local laws. Yeah. Which means, like, if you have a dictatorship, it is whatever, or even if you have a crazy president.